Box score clearly. It's 51 to 29 rebounds advantage and 52 points in the paint. That really was the story, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, it was. And that's, obviously a couple of their players are really strong. But I don't think it was as much that as it was. You could tell they wanted it. They were physical and they went after it. Jackie Young was so impressive, on that offensive boards. We haven't been manhandled like that on the boards all year. And a lot of it was in the second half. I mean, we gave up some in the first half, obviously, but I just thought second half, and I don't think we came out like, oh, yeah, we're up. I don't think there was anything of that. They just raised their level, and we didn't quite enough. And I knew this game was going to come down, and I remember texting Holly Rowe right before the game saying, Holly, it's that team that's going to put that one quarter together defensively that will win the game. And they did it in the third quarter. That's where the game was won.
Kelly, what did they do defensively? Because it seemed like third quarter you really struggled to get in a flow offensively, and Sabrina seemed to be trying to find someone to sort of pick up the slack.
Very first possession was Lexie Bando wide open in the corner, 3. We've run that play several times. She was literally wide open and missed it. I thought we executed. I thought Ruthie had some looks inside. I thought it got pretty physical. At times. I thought Sabrina had some good looks around the rim and some pull-ups that, we were making in the first half. We had 5 turnovers, so it's not like we were giving the ball away or anything like that. We didn't make the same shots that we were making earlier in the game. Now, maybe they were contested a little bit more, but, normally when we get some of those shooters open like they were, that's like a layup for some of them, and just didn't make them tonight.
Coach, this was Lexie's last game as a Duck. Can you just talk about, what her career has been like and what it's meant to you?
Well, I owe a lot to Lexie. She was the first one to take a chance on us when we, started the program. She's a local kid. Not many local Eugenians have stayed at the University of Oregon, especially really good players. And she won 2 state championships there. And, she means a lot to this program now. I mean, she left a legacy that nobody before, did. And, 33 wins this year. Like I said, the Pac-12 championships. There were so many firsts I can't even enumerate. And she's a big part of that. She's been so consistent for 4 years. You look at her scoring average, and it stayed within 1 point, I think, every single year that she was there. And most importantly, on top of all her records and those kind of things, that she's just been a great representative of our university. She's a great student. She's a good citizen. She's been a great leader on the team. She's been an awesome teammate. And I'm really proud of her. Early on, she and I would, from time to time, because we're similar in some ways. But I'll tell you, I think we've both grown up. And she's been just an absolute pleasure and joy to coach.
Kelly, are your emotions kind of mirroring Sabrina's, that this is going to hurt for a while, but, it can maybe fuel you next year to get to the Final Four?
Well, I wouldn't make predictions. We're good enough. We were good enough this year. Last year was different. We weren't ready for that. I thought this year we were. We've played in a lot of big games. I was joking that the team, that other side of the Elite Eight bracket, we played 7 games against those teams and played in every single one of them, every single one of those teams. So, and, every big game that we've had this year, it seems like we've won. So we've come through, and just tonight we didn't. We met a team that was just a little bit tougher. And if you saw my board before the game, number 1, key to success, toughest team wins. And they were the toughest team.
Did you think after the first half that this might be kind of like the Pac-12 final, one of those nights where Sabrina just kind of takes over and carries the team to victory?
Well, I was hoping, but, because she's such a great player and she's capable of doing that anytime. No, game like this against, an opponent like Notre Dame, it takes everybody. Everybody that's playing has to be at their best. And we just weren't tonight. But there's always that thought in the back of your mind that, hey, Sabrina could take this over. But she was going against some really athletic and motivated guards for sure.
You mentioned toughness and the physicality of the game. Is that something that you'll be looking to enhance with your team next year, to get them more physical?
Well, I don't think that's been an issue with us this year, but it kind of was tonight. you know. I wouldn't say that's been a downfall or a negative of ours this year, but sure, games like this where they're letting you play, and they did let us play. We didn't, we didn't respond as well as we should have.
Do you have any other questions for Coach?
Okay, thank you.